Yeah, I mean, you would think so. I don't know. I'm just saying, culturally, it was like a massive slap in the face to Hezbollah and Iran. And, you know, this type of thing isn't easily forgotten. Hamas just...
I think, yeah, like there's an issue between Hezbollah and Hamas. Like, they have two different beliefs. Like, one is the Sunni, one is the Shia.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that they did not side with Iran, and you know, and they did not speak against the rebels either. I mean, it was this. This is, you know, how it is in the Middle East. So Iran and Hezbollah lost face. You know, basically they were embarrassed because here's Hamas, a resistance force, fighting Israel, and you know, basically fighting occupation, and they're like, you know, well, you know, come here and support Assad. People are trying to occupy him, and this is a Zionist plot and everything. And Hamas basically said, well, we don't care. He's an animal. You know, he's a savage. We're not going to support him. We're on the side of the rebels.
Have you seen what the U.S. is doing in Syria right now? I just posted a link to Politico. They've hit over 22 ISIS camps in Syria.
Yeah,
there's a lot of living house now.
Yeah, somebody mentioned that too. Yeah.
So how do you just not view this as a coordinated... How is this not a coordinated takeout? Because the rebels are technically Saudi proxy forces. Meanwhile, the U.S. is actually hitting the proxy forces at the same time as they're going into Syria. So is this not just a civil war between Sunni Shia? Or, I mean, you know, Alawite Shia? Or Alawite Sunni, I mean.
Well, Alawites are in their own corner, and even with the Shia community. So, but it's not that. I know that you think Saudi, but this is more Turkey. Turkey planned and executed everything. But and we did discuss this. Some of us agree. I agree that everything was done in the background and planned out, you know, and then executed on the ground. So it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't a fight. It was just a change of management. And
yeah, but this isn't like a U.S. invasion where, you know, they fire 250,000 Ba'athist army soldiers, and then now that you have a civil war in the country, I mean, you have a whole group of people from outside the country swooping in, taking over Damascus. I mean, is it not just going to become an Islamic State?
I don't know. I mean, we have to wait and see. We don't know who's going to be in charge. But
yeah, like the only thing that
too many factors. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know like what is gonna happen. I doubt it's gonna be an Islamic State. It's gonna be quite acceptable towards other religions. It's not gonna be an extreme state like ISIS. It's gonna allow other people to live among them, like Alawites, Christians, and so on.
But anyway, we don't know who's gonna be in charge. You're talking about 10, 15.
Yeah, but I'm speaking if Al-Gulani takes charge, like the rebels.
It could be also divided.
If others take charge, I don't know about the others, but the biggest probability of one who's going to take charge is Al-Gulani. And
no, there's also the opposition. And also they can divide the
opposition, they don't have so much power in Syria, I believe. Like, who's the opposition? Name one.
I don't know. I don't know, again.
I have heard that before. That there is some people who have left Syria, really important people, who's gonna come back, but I don't know which. Are they really still famous and likable in Syria? Do they have the same influence in Syria as before? Most probably no.
I think they would be easier to acknowledge by the national community than Abdulani, who is wanted and whatnot. And I think if they look for the interest of Syria, is to join the other nations and not be like a secluded country, like a terror country. But again, they will need to decide. But there's also always the option of kind of redrawing Syria into, I don't know, cantons or whatever you could call it, like sub-areas, each one is governed by, I don't know.
Like right now, what I know, the Israeli government is trying to negotiate or to see where they have this rebel. Like Al-Golan, they try to communicate with him to see where do they have him. Like, is he against them? Is he So the main, I think the most crucial moment is to see the relationship between Israel and Angolani, how it turns out to be. If it's a good relationship with Israel, maybe they're gonna prosper and develop their country. It's gonna be good. If he decide to have a bad relationship with Israel and the conflict gonna escalate and it's not gonna benefit each one.
Yes, I don't think that they're in a position right now to go into a war with Israel, especially after right now there's a cleaning house with like advanced systems, defense systems, and whatnot. And they wanna, from his message, he wants to kind of stabilize the country. Says like to people do not come close to any government offices.
Yeah, but how is this army not going to expand out? You're thinking they're just going to sit in Damascus? No, this could be an army on the move. They could move into Lebanon and go full on against Hezbollah as well.
Okay, good luck.
Exactly, that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's in Israel's. This is what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. The only thing that's going to prove me wrong is time. We have to wait and see.
But you guys are forgetting that this is this is Turkey's. This is Turkey's game.
And that the only interest Turkey has in this is the rebels fighting the Kurds.
What makes it a game of Turkey, though? What makes a Turkey a Turkey?
Turkey armed and trained them. So Turkey's the one that's in charge, and I don't think they're going to go into Lebanon. Because then Syria would be seen as an expansionist.
I know, but this is like dominoes. One regime topples, another one statistically should topple, as well, statistically speaking. It's like divorce or assassination.
But then you also bring France into the game. France sees Lebanon as like, and also don't forget that Trump's father-in-law, or whatever, is Lebanese. I don't see Lebanon as a risk right now.
I mean, I look from Israel's perspective. I would like the rebels to fight my war, to make them fight Hezbollah. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to come to negotiate with the rebels, going to come to Lebanon and fight Hezbollah. Maybe ground-to-ground war, maybe other methods. And when Hezbollah is destroyed...
Why would they do that? Why would they waste their resources when they have to build a country? I mean, you're talking about... I just don't see that.
It depends how it goes, like the few weeks. We have to see. And there's a big probability that will happen.
Listen, Hezbollah, again, is now weak. They will not get more weapons from Iran in the near future. And they have now internal legitimacy to work on. Okay, they brought a lot of destruction to Lebanon, a lot of displaced people. They need to find a way to pay for it. They need to they are not seen as so powerful now that everybody kind of backed up. Russia, Iran, everybody kind of stepped up. This is what people see. Hezbollah is not so strong as it was, especially without
exactly. 100%. Hezbollah.
I'm not sure that the rebels are interested. Let it die.
I think they are interested though, because as their name in Arabic, if you like the Sham, Tahrir al-Sham.
They say, but not now. I know.
Not now, but right. I think Israel will support them in fighting Hezbollah. But the thing is that Israel doesn't know, they haven't counted with this, is when they are finished with Hezbollah, not only the rebels will expand in numbers when they come into Lebanon, they will become really strong. That is something the Israeli government haven't included. And that will be a really dangerous.
I love hearing this crazy hypothetical shit.
Just
so
because
funny.
Why do you think Israel did not take this into account?
I think this is what's going to happen. This is going to be Israel's fault. Because Israel is going to fall this way. They have planned to help the rebels. The rebels are going to fight their war. They're going to go to Hezbollah. They're going to finish Hezbollah. And Israel is planning to attack, finish the rebels after they finish the Hezbollah. But this is gonna be a double game that they haven't counted on. They become too strong. They can come in.
What you're saying about them, about not double game, as I said, we know that there are jihadists that want the entire Levant. As I said, they are no friends of ours. I don't see them anytime soon or fighting with Hezbollah because they are now, that for them it's really struggling. They are meant to liberate Syria, they're doing it now.
Instead of me wasting, I understand you. Instead of me wasting resources fighting Hezbollah, why don't I use the enemy? Let the enemies fight the enemies. And when they fight each other,
how would you they will not do this. Like even if we
the Syrian rebel group, not this Islamic, conquering force that's going to move country to country.
Yeah,
Do you realize what you just said? Do you realize what you just said? They are a force. You just, Jacko, do you even listen to what you say?
Listen, if I were Israel, if I was in charge, I would, hand in hand with the rebels, I would educate them how to drive airplanes, how to fight, and I will send them to Lebanon. Let them fight. Let them finish them off.
This is very, very at the edge of theoretical here.
Okay, only time's gonna prove me right. Edward,
Edward, haven't you seen Lawrence of Arabia?
I have seen it, of course. Edward, remember what I said yesterday, that the rebels gonna win? Yesterday I was right, and Bashar al-Assad is gonna go out. Everything I say turns out right. Why? Because I am I have developed a method where you can predict the enemy. How you can predict the enemy, I cannot reveal the secret, but there is some secret that you can predict the enemy's movement before he goes.
You've got great secret predictive powers, Treyway.
This is not 100% correct. What I'm saying is, these rebels gonna fight Hezbollah. Hezbollah is gonna be finished by the rebels, by Tahrir al-Sham. And these rebels gonna be in really big number, and they're gonna turn on Israel. If I were Israel, I wouldn't know this.
Wait a minute. Why would they finish off Hezbollah and then turn on Israel? Wouldn't they keep Hezbollah and join forces?
They kicked me. Oh man, I love this shit.
Well, if y'all eating with it, y'all good, man.
Yeah, it's just and worrying like all get out whether you get elected, and being frustrated by the ultimate knowledge that you're not. That we all, because we are time binders, we know we're going to die, and that we'll eventually collapse, and that we'll get colder and colder and colder, and it will be most unpleasant, and then we'll fade out. But because we've got our minds turned inside out, you see, we've got our identity, our center of gravity in the wrong spot, then this worries us a great deal. But with that worry, we do all kinds of magic. If people didn't worry about dying, there would be no medicine. The whole craft of the physician and the surgeon and all the skills and marvelous things that it involves is based on worry about death. There are children born occasionally who can't be boxed into the scheme. And very often the so-called Mongolian idiot, or a child who is schizophrenic for some reason from birth, can't be made to be afraid of death. And some of those children just are playing everything for all it's worth. They see a light on a reflecting surface like that, and they dig that light. They go, and everybody says, "Now come to yourself, behave." They don't care. If they come to an end, that will be great too. They'll be fascinated with that experience. It doesn't matter what it is. They have no discrimination. They'll eat anything, put anything up their noses. They have absolutely no sense of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. The trouble is, you see, that if they had an understanding of the game that the rest of us are playing, they could get on very well, knowing their different game, and put the two together. And that's what I'm talking to you about. The trouble with them is that they don't understand our game. But that's the trouble with them from our point of view. Do you see that all decisions as to who is crazy are a question of majority vote as to what is reality? And at sometimes it's touch and go. You see, look,
Reality is what it is according to the kind of senses you have. Since in this room almost everybody's eyes are of the same structure, we are here and we've agreed. Everybody's ears and auditory nervous systems are of the same pattern, so we can all converse.
Okay.
Wait, no, amigo is Spanish. That's not Persian.
No, caballo, aka.
None of that rhymes, bro.
It's not good. Yeah, but it's not. You have to. Hold on. See,
Wait, yo,
reach the point of these
Shane. No, yo, Shane. Can you remove the co-host? I'm gonna make Maze the co-host again because she's the co-host. That she left, but she's back.
Yeah, she left and she came back.
Oh, you want me to drop down for Maze? No problem, dude.
Yeah, can you co-host first though, so then I can co-host her? You gotta de-co-host. You gotta unstrap.
Yeah, no worries. I don't really like doing this, but I'm gonna do it for you. I'll do it.
Well, because she was already co-hosting.
And I'll block you I'll unblock you so you won't get kicked out. How about that?
I don't give a shit what you be made.
Okay, well.
Remove from co-host. Invite to co-host.
I just served up the pod.
Hold on,
served up the pod.
I'm gonna move you to the audience too. But nah, Maze, you got Shane blocked.
Not now, no, I unblocked him.
Yeah.
Before you made me co-host.
I can see why you blocked Shane.
Yeah, no, I know it. Like, I promise you that I have probably the least amount of people blocked in the world, and they would really have to keep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I don't mind, I don't mind whenever we're talking about UFO stuff, and I think that he can add value to the conversation. I wouldn't block him because he doesn't like me and he talks shit. I think the audience and whatever they can get from it is more important. So I don't mind.
Okay, whatever you want to do. If you want to kick Shane out, you can. But
Shane has a naturally blockable face.
Yeah.
He was born with it.
yeah, it's like
You blocked by half of that. It's a true fact. I'm literally blocked by half of you for Twitter, dude.
yeah. So
On that.
it's okay. It's okay.
Even his own grandma's blocked him. That's how blockable.
I think
that's what prevents us from getting closer to truth, because I think sometimes when we have disagreements about stuff, but we all care about the UFO, information, and instead of attacking each other, maybe perhaps challenging each other would be a better idea, and to discuss and maybe comb through the differences, because I wouldn't mind hearing, Shane's perspective. I think I was judged and kind of labeled. I mean, I know that people within X have, you just never really know people's intentions, and it's okay to question mine. Of course, everybody questions everybody, but it'd be more conducive for us to move forward and get somewhere if we were to not sever relationships because of these disagreements. You know what I mean?
And now the block doesn't even do much, does it? Just stop you replying to you.
Yeah, but I'm a host. That's why, because I typically host, I don't like blocking people because I hate preventing people from participating. Especially if I'm, being co-hosted in other people's spaces. I think it's important to, take that as a responsibility to not block people.
It out for a while, and I'm telling you, the Neo-Ottoman Empire is coming back. And so, what they're going to do now is they're probably going to start establishing their allies in Lebanon. And guess who that's going to be? It's going to be all those Palestinian refugees. So you're going to start seeing a rise you're going to start seeing you're probably going to start seeing Hamas in Lebanon, fully armed. That's what you're going to start seeing. And you're going to start seeing them in Syria as well. So that's what they're going to start building up. I think that's what's going to happen if Hezbollah in Iran and Turkey can't come to some sort of deal.
There's no more Hamas. That's finito.
the idea that there's going to be terror groups, I guess that's given. But those terror groups are already
don't even argue with them. Don't even argue.
Hang on.
Hang on.
The terror groups are already in a box. The idea that Turkey is going to remake the Ottoman Empire, this is like saying that Russia's going to remake the Soviet Union. This is a fantasy pipe dream. This is a NATO. This is a Western nation that the U.S. has vowed to protect. If you think that they're going to squander all that, well, we'll just have to see.
Okay, cool, dude. When we mean Neo-Ottoman Empire, we don't mean in the historical sense.
Power.
Yeah, we mean just how the United States, we call it the American empire around the world, but it's not like the classical empire, you know. It just has extreme influence in these in places around the world, in strategic places around the world. So that's what Turkey is doing. Turkey is establishing its presence in Libya. It's establishing its presence in Somalia. It's established now its presence in the Levant, in Syria. Now it can apply leverage against Israel because now it literally has a border. Now its influence borders Israel. And I promise you, I'm not trying to get into an argument with you, Norm, but I promise you the days of Israel just striking whatever the fuck it wants in Syria are over.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When is that going to happen?
Oh, when you start seeing Turkish planes guaranteeing security over Syria.
You think Turkey wants to be kicked out of NATO and take on
this is not, it doesn't warrant them getting kicked out of Syria. I mean NATO, because NATO they can establish mutual defense pacts. They've already established it with Qatar. They established it with Libya. They established it with Somalia. Guess who's next? Syria.
Libya's a failed state. There is no Libya.
There is a Libya. There is a Libya.
No Libya. Who's the president of Libya, Mikhail?
The Tilef. The committee, they have a president though. But the problem is Libya is divided, and you have a general, which is Haftar, who's supported by the United States, who continues to ensure a divide in Libya, because that's literally how the United States wants these countries. These vital countries, it wants them divided. Don't worry, what happened in Syria will happen in Libya very soon.
Libyan culture is very divided in general. They're very about like, oh, I'm from this place. They want to marry from this place, even in particular. Like, that's the culture of the Libyans. Like I grew up with the Libyans.
They're tribal. They're just tribal.
Yeah, exactly. So
whatever. Turkey has to prepare. It's just preparing. Just like how a thief in the night, against Assad, it's gonna be the same thing against Haftar. Haftar already lost to begin with. At this point, they just need to put a nail in his coffin. But the problem is, it takes time to train troops. It takes time to organize them into an actual functioning military that can actually abide and take orders and has trained officers and strategic officers on the ground. It's not something that is simple. Turkey it took the Syrian rebels to become this efficient. It took them a decade. So these things don't happen overnight.
And what
Turkey is not going to send
fighting with Israel?
And Turkey is not going to send troops on the ground. It's not going to put boots on the ground. Because it doesn't want to, scare the Arab world into thinking, we're trying to, take over your territory. No. We'll support you. We'll give you logistical support. We'll give you air support. But we'll give you weapons. But, don't count on
Syria having attacking Israel and getting into a fight with Israel, the dominant power of the region, having shown that Iran.
You don't need to get into a fight with Israel. Israel loses once there are powerful Arab countries around it that force a reality upon it.
Right,
that
and the
Israel
opposite
is not the top hegemony anymore.
It's not going to be Lebanon. It's not going to be Jordan. It's not going to be Egypt. Do you think it's going to be Syria? It's not. That doesn't really make sense. Okay.
Yes.
With these rebels,
it definitely can. Yes.
what, in 10 years?
Yeah, actually, that's what everybody's saying. Is it's probably going to take around a decade to rebuild Syria.
And why would they?
And restore all the refugees back.
Oh, those 12 million that Assad ethnically cleansed?
Well, mainly the 4 million that are in Turkey.
And what about the ones in Lebanon and Jordan and Europe?
I mean, if they're probably going to return at this point. They're already returning.
They're already heading back 150,000 so far.
From where?
Lebanon.
Dude, have you seen the traffic to Damascus? It's great.
Practically still at a halt.
Well, it seems to me, though, so you've got now Turkey is already trying to take the place of Iran, essentially.
Like I said, there are 3 factions in the Middle East that are competing for hegemony, which is Iran and its axis, Turkey and its axis, and America and its axis that includes Israel. I don't believe
Israel is acting on its own.
No, Israel is an American proxy.
Israel contradicted the requested America made.
All your ammunition, all your weapons,
not all,
even the intel. If you go look at a map, if you go look at one of those maps that show all the flights, all the American flights over Gaza and the British flights over Gaza, did you see that map? The ones who are gathering even the logistics is America.
It's a fully integrated partnership.
Okay, bro. I'm just saying, Israel. Erdogan said it. Israel on its own wouldn't last 3 days without America.
I wonder if he's willing to try that.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
You don't understand what just happened. It's okay.
You understand Erdogan.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yes, Erdogan is an Islamist. I do understand Erdogan.
So how do you understand Erdogan?
Erdogan literally wants to bring the prosperity of the Muslim world, and he wants that prosperity to lead towards the benefit of Turkey and its national security and its interest. That's what they want. They want to lead. They want to lead the new Middle East. That's what Turkey wants.
The Arabs want that after they threw off the Ottoman.
The Arabs. Okay, first of all, you're acting like all the Arabs are united. The Arabs are not united. There are the Arab Gulf. Yes, the Arab Gulf countries might not be interested in seeing Turkish hegemony. That's true. But who gives a shit what they think? For the most part, the most of the Arab world doesn't mind Turkey. They don't hate Turkey.
They have mixed feelings about Turkey, and they
remember
the Ottoman.
They do have mixed feelings. But for the most part,
we can't remember the Ottomans all we want. What we've gotten from the West and from you pieces of shit with little hat makes the Ottomans look like fucking roses.
I mean,
so
first of all, we were Ottomans.
We were Ottomans. About the Ottoman Empire, do you?
We were Ottomans to begin with.
You're a Turk now,
No, an Ottoman does not mean a Turk. There you go, being silly.
Oh, am I really?
The same way an Umayyad didn't mean an Arab from the Arab Gulf.
If they conquer you,
anyway,
you tell me that that's who you are.
Today it is in the interest of Turkey to secure Syria and to make it prosper, because it wants all the refugees to return back to Syria.
It wants to build a model too.
And Erdogan wants to declare a mission accomplished. Like, hey, I promise you guys that I will work on returning the refugees, and here I came through. My party comes through. Not only that, but I expanded our influence. I restored our historical influence, which is Syria. You know, that is essential for that.
How is this country going to sustain itself, okay?
Syria?
Correct.
Just like any country sustains
itself. I'm listening.
What? You don't think Syria has natural resources?
Riya has oil, Syria has agriculture.
They don't have a labor force.
Syria is a failed state right now, and now the real task begins of creating a state. Let's see if they can do it.
The European countries were failed states before the Marshall Plan.
Right, but there's no Marshall Plan.
Normal, all you gotta think is that Turkey just all you gotta consider is
Well,
that
that's
Turkey
good.
just expanded its territory. Don't think of this as a collapsed state. Think of this as now an extension of Turkey.
Not an extension of Turkey. It's an attempt, just like
It's
Iran,
de facto
of
an
extending
extension
of
Turkey.
extending imperial influence. So the question is, do the Syrian people even want this?
You want to call it? I don't mind using. If you want to,
Yeah,
I mean,
colonization.
you. Okay, I swear. At this point, I swear you don't even know what colonization means. But
So if
I'm not going to use the
military
word
force goes to another country,
Check your messages, friends.
imperial. I'm not going to use the word imperialism. I'm going to use the word hegemony. So they're extending their hegemony.
Did Turkey just affect a coup in Syria?
They literally are the ones who planned and armed and trained. Yes.
Okay. And what would you call that when one country conquers another? What is that?
Wait, why is wait?
I'm liberating another people.
Oh, okay, great. So that's what
Okay, wait. Normal. Let me ask you a question. No, but let me ask you a question.
I heard him. It was the funniest line of hypocrisy.
Gaza.
What did you say?
They're liberating Gaza.
No problem. No problem. Would you say America colonized Iraq?
I would say America deposed a brutal tyrant.
Okay, so you can tell that it's not colonialism. I can take over a country and it's not colonialism.
Oh, really?
Thank you. I'm just saying, you said it, not me.
I said what?
You said that the American invasion of Iraq is not colonialism.
I have never considered that, but it's clear that what Turkey is doing in Syria is colonizing it. And it's clear that that's what Iran
is. Do you see this? Do you see what I have to deal with?
Yeah, but you have to deal with logic against your weird fantasies.
Okay, here's Yaakov. I'm not logical. Hear from you.
This is like the funniest show in the world, in my opinion.
We interceded.
This is like the Seinfeld of the world.
Some faraway place, economically, socially, culturally, but essentially, like, look at India and the United Kingdom, right? They essentially drained all the raw materials and sent it all to India. The United States didn't really do that. We intervened for a short, sharp period, and then we got the fuck out of there. Because, we're great at sort of destroying the shit out of countries. We're really bad at nation building. We did not set up something that could survive on its own, and it imploded on its own.
And if we're bad at it, what do you think Turkey is?
I mean, we're not bad at it as America. We're just, the Muslim world isn't compatible with the American model.
We have this model of sort of Republican democracies, and the Mideast is based on tribes. Look at
the problem with democracies is that if you allow democracies in these countries, they're going to vote for Islamists. That's the problem.
Well, again, it's something that it's incompatible. So I would not say that America colonized Iraq. It's completely
I wouldn't say that either. Now, would you say Turkey is colonizing Syria?
Well, that's a good. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen how much they.
Okay, I mean, he says it remains to be seen. He gave us the example of the British and India. Now, for this to be considered as colonialism.
For a second, let me finish. First of all, they control a huge swath of the northern part in two different sections of Iraq. So that's like they attached. There's the Turkish army is in Syria, like that. I don't know what you want to call it.
The American army is in Syria.
Yeah, the American is the southeast. Yes, there's a little bubble, around. I think it's
base 17. What is the difference between the Turkish presence and the American presence in Syria?
Topple the government? No.
You practically toppled the government in all the territories that are held by American forces or Kurdish separatists. Yes.
So the
regime has no power or influence in those regions.
We didn't topple Syria, but
no, but Turkey did.
Yes.
They aided and abetted it. I don't think they themselves. There wasn't Turkish.
No, there weren't Turkish troops.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They gave money. They gave resources to a group that they training,
logistics,
be
strategy.
Now, are they going to colonize Syria? That remains to be seen, and I say that because we do not know how they're going to.
Why are the people who just occupied more Syrian land concerned about a Turkey colonization?
Why the what?
Well, when he says colonization, he means like what he gave us the example, what the British did to India. It doesn't make sense for Turkey to do that to Syria.
That's not going to happen.
Because Turkey wants all the refugees to return. They don't want them to stay.
Even the Turks understand that. They're not dumb.
Erdogan has to please the nationalists. The nationalists need to be pleased. And the only way these guys are going to be pleased if the millions of Syrians return back to their home. The only way these millions of Syrians will return back to their home if there's a stable and secure Syria for them to return back.
And this does not exist.
Prosperity is in the interest of Turkey.
Which
and
prosperity?
The Arab world too.
Which prosperity?
Jordan has over 1 million Syrian that they want to send back to Syria too. Lebanon has about 700,000.
They're sending them back to a ruined country with no remaining costs.
See, I hate to break it to you. I know you're a white Jew boy from Europe. People have been packing up and heading back.
I don't dispute that. Despite the fact that you're pseudo whatever you are in America.
Yeah, I bet you if New York was bumped, people would give no loyalty.
I have no idea
I bet you if you were living in Palestine,
I think Turkey will do better in Syria than what the Americans did in Afghanistan and in Iraq and in Syria. I think Turkey will do much better. And the countries where Turkey has gotten involved, they are actually benefiting. So, like Somalia, for example.
Well, how are they doing?
Oh, yeah, Somalia is
actually, you don't know anything about Somalia. Somalia is actually in great shape.
It's actual republic.
Yes.
Somalia is in tremendous shape, as opposed to Somalia, right?
There's no about Somalia.
They're the same thing.
Cynic Turkey is involved in Nagorno-Karabakh.
This is what I call the school of Chicago.
Oh, that's no, Azerbaijan and Armenia are separated by a contested region called Nagorno-Karabakh.
It's not contested. It's there's nothing contested about that region.
This is why you keep
I'm confused why you found that irrelevant. Like now you're kind of losing my respect.
The reason I said
I know you're smarter than this.
No, the only reason why you said where Turkey's involved, and I said, well, how are they doing there? Still unknown how they're doing that. That's
What do you mean? Dude, the Azeris control all that territory. It's theirs.
I know, with the help of Turkey. If Turkey leaves,
Turkey.
Yeah, correct.
Why are you acting like there's like thousands of Turkish troops over there in Azerbaijan?
He isn't acting that way. You're deliberately misunderstanding what he said. He made a very clear, simple statement. You have a habit of warping what people say and changing it. It's straw manning instead of steel manning.
I think
I thought you were, listen, Normal, when you do a critique, you also need to insert a positive. So why don't you re-explain what he said? Since I misunderstood, please explain it.
Let's let Jacob, why don't you restate what you said and then tell us if Mikhail fairly represented it.
You just want to jump on my back.
No, leave it to Jacob. You made a point.
Okay, no problem. So I'm going to ask him again, what was the relevancy of bringing up Azerbaijan?
First restate
and why are you insinuating like that territory is part of Azerbaijan? United Nations acknowledges that territory as occupied territory when it was under Armenia.
That's why the Armenians didn't send their
Please
army
restate
to
what you
fight
said.
back.
Let's see if they get it.
But I mean, at this point, Armenia needs to play ball with Turkey because there is the plan is to take that southern corridor. What is it called again? I forgot. The Z something.
Can you imagine Armenia playing ball with Turkey? Now you're
Yes, I can imagine that.
So Yaka, unbelievable. This is really delusional.
Yes,
So
if it brings economic interest, if it brings economic prosperity to Armenia, yes, they will.
Don't think you know very much about how Armenians feel about Turkey.
Politicians are politicians.
Oh, well, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. So go ahead, Yaka. Why don't you restate what you said about the
There are multiple countries fighting over it. Okay, Armenia is involved right now. Turkey, Azerbaijan seems to have the upper hand, but Turkey supplied drones along with Israel to the Azeris, and they supplied military advisors on the ground to assist with the campaign. With all I was questioning was if they were to withdraw that, would the Azeris be able to consolidate and keep the land with which they...
Dude, this is not even a question at this point. The Azeri military is way more powerful than the Armenian. The Armenian military is practically collapsed. It would need years, actually it would probably need a decade or more, and they would need huge Russian investment, or at least Western investment, into, and to what avail at this point? The problem with Armenia, they don't have the natural resources that Azerbaijan has.
I agree completely. All I'm saying was you made a statement about...
Nor do they have the population.
You're correct on every accord. I'm just saying that Turkey is still involved, and I don't know the change in the outcome. No one can if they were to be removed. That's all. End of statement.
I mean, for this to be a
Hello,
reality.
everybody. I'm just welcoming myself to the room.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. You said Armenia. I'm like, well, what play do they have in all this? I mean, really, they're going to err on the side of Palestine, right?
We were talking about Nagorno-Karabakh.
And you said it now.
Which I find like just a random thing to even be brought up in this conversation.
Brock, I suggest when you come into for a few minutes before you start talking.
Man, listen, Turkey and Azerbaijan, they don't have like the whole supporting them when it comes down to Nagorno-Karabakh. It was so they could get them closer to the Turkish sphere. But technically, the relationship between Azerbaijan and Turkey prior wasn't that great, man.
No, it's not. But I think Turkey is viewing it as a way to consolidate its
Turkey. Erdogan doesn't like those Azeri clowns. But the point is that
at the expense of the Armenian, he loves the Azeri clowns.
It's not even about the Armenians. What Erdogan wants is to reconnect the Turkish world, and the buffer between him and Azerbaijan.
It's the silliest thing I've heard all day.
It's the truth.
Silly. I know it's the truth, and it's ridiculous. All of these people somehow dreaming to reconstitute their empire. Putin, Erdogan. It's just absurd.
Of empire in the classical sense.
Taking us back to medieval time? Taking us back to the days of the Ottoman Empire? Which imploded of its own?
Again, we say American imperialism. Does that mean we're going back to the medieval ages? No, we're not. What we mean by American imperialism, we mean hegemony. That's what we mean. Influence and hegemony.
That's not what hegemony means. Hegemony means complete dominance. So single power. That's not.
Okay. I'm in the blind. Like completely. I'm in America, right? So I don't know what goes on over there. So out of all these people on Clubhouse, one of y'all has to know the answer. Which one is it, and who do I trust?
Just listen and try to triangulate. Listen to everybody and look at some news reports and make your decision.
I
got it. I already got it.
Majority rule.
But at this point, like, if you can't understand what's going on, let's go by majority rule.
No, triangulate. Listen to everybody's critical thinking. It's the same thing with Bosnia. These are complex, but they are. You can unravel them. Bosnia was a really good example.
I don't know why
why you think there's something complex in what I'm saying. I mean, the Zandagor, what is it called? What is the corridor called that they're trying to open up between the two territories of Azerbaijan that are divided by Armenia? I think Zandagor is something with a Z. But that's the corridor that they're trying to secure. They don't want to engage with Armenia militarily, and because that would require taking over a portion of their territory. So, or they don't want that to happen. So what they want is to motivate Armenia, economically. I don't know where the negotiations went on that corridor. I don't know if it's even necessary at this point. But yes, the whole point that the reason Turkey helped Azerbaijan mainly was because they want to reconnect the Turkish world by a land bridge. That's what they want. And this is in their interest. And this is something that the nationalists in Turkey want to see. So again, he's appeasing them. He wants we're bringing back the glory days. I'm increasing the strength of Turkey. That's what he wants.
This is like the South of the United States wanting to reconstitute the Confederacy. It's as ridiculous and anachronistic.
Again, establishing a land bridge with the Turkish world has nothing to do with restoring the classical sense of an Ottoman Empire, and where you have a seat of power in Istanbul that rules over all these territories. That's not what's happening. That classical sense of an empire is done. Like, it's not really something.
Now you're making
feasible
my
today.
argument.
I mean, you can have leverage in these regions, and they can do your bidding. Like, that's all you need.
Well, the analogy seems to be to Iran, which is obviously folding in on itself now.
Iran isn't folding in on shit.
Oh yeah, it's sitting there naked.
Bro, Iran got what it wanted.
Oh no, Iran has been defeated, and that's why Syria fell. It's quite clear.
You're being silly.
Well, no. Israel sends 120 airplanes to do what it wants over Iranian skies, and then returns unscathed, takes out its air defenses.
I'm not going to have that discussion with
you. It's its oil fields and its nuclear facility, and returns. That's what Iran and doesn't respond.
You know what happened when Iran struck Israel? There were satellite images that showcased the exact bases that were hit and showcased the damage. Can you show me the exact satellite images of these nuclear facilities or weapon facilities or air defenses? Okay.
Yes, they hit Pechine and they hit the Earth.
I would like to see satellite images.
Well, you've never looked. You've never
looked. If you have, no problem if you haven't.
You just keep changing the terms of the conversation.
It's
you're
okay.
in denial.
There's one. They didn't hit the nuclear facilities, but they did hit
singular.
I'm pretty sure the United States told them do not hit nuclear facilities or oil refineries.
So they did,
and Israel did it anyway.
Building that was responsible for building in order to start a nuclear explosion, you need, like, if you look at Fat Man or Little Boy, the original 2 atomic bombs, they had this cluster of TNT that was surrounding the outer shell, and then they had these essentially injectors that would start the chain reaction. So they did hit a building that was building these devices, which is essentially a pretty interesting way of going about it. You're not hitting a nuclear facility, but you're hitting something that's required in order to use something that you're building to make a nuclear thing. And there was photos of that building being hit.
I'm sure they hit something. The over-exaggeration of they destroyed all the air defenses of Iran, or that they hit some sort of secret nuclear facility or something. It's just nonsense.
The thing was the one I talked about, and I think it was one S-300 battery. I don't think it was all of them. They had already disabled the one in April.
That's what they hit the last time, too.
Yeah, no, this was from one. That was the one that was near the nuclear facilities. Sort of like a warning, like, hey, we can touch it.
S-300. I think the Iranians have S-400 as well.
But if they did, they didn't push the button. Or
there are reports that they actually did detect them, the F-35s.
Yeah, you know how big an F-35 appears on the screen? It's like a bumblebee size. It has a radar cross section.
Listen, as someone who is literally, I worked on those planes. I am telling you, those planes are not as efficient as you think.
Oh yeah,
the weather elements literally change that, drastically change their stealth
the cross
capabilities.
I'm sure they do. You open the bomb bay doors, that opens it.
Those planes have so many problems, man.
Yeah, I just want to
The
say
maintenance is a nightmare.
There's a big difference between like attacking like a nuclear facilities, like if you're trying to attack like uranium enrichment, versus like a weapons depot who has like missiles that are able to shoot these nuclear weapons. That's way two different things. I think some people think it's the same, but it's not the same.
Well, Iran had an undeclared site for the development of nuclear weapons at Chin, which Israel hit. That's the point that I was making. And that's publicly reported. It's not a secret.
Right, like that's like when North Korea like shoots off like into ballistic missiles or those missiles, and like saying like there's the ability to carry a nuclear weapon. Yes, or nuclear warhead. Sorry, that's definitely possible. But if you attack the facilities that's able to facilitate the enrichment of uranium, which the U.S. has done in Iran, that's how you stop it from the get-go. That's
the U.S. struck nuclear facilities in Iran.
Yes.
When?
Well, technically, they didn't do that, but what? So what happened with Stuxnet? Okay, Stuxnet was technically not a U.S. operation, technically not an Israeli operation, but it didn't happen. It did happen. It did push the Iranian nuclear weapon project back several years.
It attacked the centrifuges in the
direction. Correct.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, you mean that virus? I mean, I wouldn't say set them back several years. I think the Iranians already have all the components, all the put together, and that's pretty much any recent U.S. intelligence report on Iran's nuclear capabilities.
That's not how it works.
Yes, it does. They literally said they have all the capabilities.
They say. But as somebody who deals in technology, I can tell you that.
What the fuck you dealing with technology has to do with an intelligence assessment? A U.S. intelligence assessment on Iran's nuclear capabilities.
I'm giving you somebody who understands technology, like my assessment. And
what technology do you understand?
Like
you're talking to a guy. I know him in the real world.
Everyone knows what happens.
You're talking to a guy with massive domain area expertise, Micaiah. You should be a little bit respectful.
In what?
Just listen to him.
In what? He said tech. The guy is according to his claims, a mathematician.
Okay, calm down.
Just listen to him.
Okay, so can we deal with the facts? The fact is, Iran tried to, make a leap, I would say, when it comes to trying to facilitate a nuclear weapon. It didn't work. The international community said, stop it. They didn't stop it. So what did the Western world do? They put in sanctions. And when that didn't work, again, allegedly, Israel and the Western world and the U.S., they happened to put allegedly a virus that slowed down their progress because the international community decided they weren't going to do anything about it, even though Iran having a nuclear weapon was going to be bad for anybody who's in the Western world.
In the civilized world, correct.
Correct. Like, I don't know what are we arguing?
I don't know how that
Iran should not have any nuclear
what
weapon.
Iran's nuclear capabilities at the current moment are. Like,
It explains
said
that
a bunch
the Western world
of
would do anything
nonsense that
possible
maybe
to
a
stop them from
12-year-old
doing
knows
that,
by now.
unless a certain president was able to maybe look the other way to maybe not enforce certain regulations against the Iranian regime, and maybe they're okay away with throwing out the weapons inspectors. I don't know how many times at this point. Maybe like 10 times. How many times did Iran throw out weapons inspectors?
Because they are non-metallic.
Apparently that's okay. Apparently you can just like throw in weapons inspectors left and right.
Them in non-permissible environments.
Weapons
The grapple
inspectors?
from
What?
revenue courts is
Like,
one
why
of
is
the
it okay? Why is it
completely
okay for the
G10 is totally non-metallic, and it is surprisingly strong at piercing. I was able to get it through the temple.
You're dropping out, Dave.
It did break a little bit of the tip off, but you are able to resharpen these. There are no metal components on the sheath as well. It is secured by shock cord, and it has a plastic clip. Please don't try to take one of these through TSA.
Everything you just said has nothing to do with
You don't know. I agree with you. You don't know. You don't know. I agree with you.
I mean, there are a lot of reports on where Iran is when it comes down to its capability of building a bomb. You know, and everybody maximum, the craziest number I've heard is a year.
For peaceful purposes, for energy purposes. Did they not say that?
No, we're assuming that Iran is actually.
They came to the UN and they said the reason why we're enriching uranium.
Dude, I know Iran is lying. What, you want me to tell you Iran is lying? Sure, Iran's lying. Okay.
Okay, but don't be so flippant about it, though. That's a major thing, though.
It's not. The whole world knows it.
Okay, that doesn't make it right, though. And we need to do something.
What do you mean? It doesn't make it right. What does that matter? It matters. Right and wrong. Why are we talking about right and wrong? We were talking about an assessment. What does right and wrong have to do with it?
Well, that reveals a lot about your character. But David, I'm going to catch you up. So I made the point that Israel.
God, this guy.
I made the point that Israel pulled Iran's pants down, took out its air defenses, hit a nuclear asset and an oil asset, and left. 100 planes went, did whatever they wanted over the Iranian side, and returned to Israel unscathed. Iran has now been defused as a regional power. Then Mikhail is making the point that Turkey wants to become a regional power, and I said along the Iranian model. That was the conversation. And I said it's quite unlikely, but certainly Turkey is something to be concerned with, and Syria is not going to be a problem for decades. Mikhail agreed with that.
Syria. I mean, they still got to take care of the Kurds.
Correct. That
small content creators put so much work into our videos and try to make them so entertaining. We get a minimum of 300 views, and then like in a maximum of 500. But these girls on TikTok just smile and get 100K. If you guys agree with me, comment down below and follow me.
Well, he's already
Wait,
they don't show up. Put so much work into our videos and try to make them so entertaining. We get minimum.
I'm threatening him.
Wait, is that a threat?
Stupid. Are you stupid?
Let the record show. Let the record show.
Are you like retarded, dude?
Okay, let the record show.
I mean, no. This guy's so dumb now. This guy's so dumb.
David, I want to give you the context. Mikhail is
like, I know you think you're trolling,
excuse me,
still dumb.
Mikhail,
did he not say if the president?
He did. David, his idea is that there's going to be
I told you I misspoke.
Hang on.
And then I said,
okay, I was in the middle of
and then I was being cheeky, and I said that hey, there have been several assassination attempts against Trump, so actually my earlier mishap is invalid. It's valid to speak. It's valid to
very little
or
to
there's
do with
any,
it.
there is validity to word it that way.
So for the record, I don't find that to be a joke, and I think you need to clarify that.
For the record, it has very little to do with the attempt to assassinate the president. But his point is that he wants to see a new caliphate, David. That's where this
What
whole
is
thing
that? Well, okay, talking, again, completely unrelated to what we're discussing on.
No, what's unrelated? The caliphate?
Yes. Why are you bringing it up that I'm an Islamist? Why?
Because I wanted David to understand the context.
But
of this
David already knows
conversation.
that.
He didn't know where this conversation was. And why are you speaking for David?
Because we've already
Again, this is part. This
He's
is
familiar
like part
with
of,
my views.
This is part of your
So
mental issue.
again,
speaking
with
for other
you
people.
yapping useless
Right.
information,
You can't
irrelevant,
I was
useless
bringing him up to speed.
information, Norm.
To you, it was useless, but to David,
I think you do this simply to
You overextend yourself in trying to explain the way my mind works. You're not getting it. You're not going to understand the Jewish mind. And you failed. You're in denial, and you want to establish a caliphate. I think that's a laughable idea. That's all. And I was reminding David that that's why we were talking about Turkey's influence. You think Turkey's going to become the new caliphate. And I think the nonsensicalness of that is hard to estimate. It's hard to even describe how ridiculous that is, but they are a concern. No question. So the hope is for a new Abraham Accord that creates like a sort of a defense pact like NATO in the region. I think that's the most likely thing to happen with the Trump administration. Now, Turkey isn't going to go against that because Turkey wants to stay in NATO. So rather than the Arab world uniting around terrorism, I think the Arab world is going to unite around peace, prosperity, and cooperation with all of the states in the region. And that can include the Palestinians as long as they purge themselves of terrorism. That's my response to your caliphate idea.
which literally is a point that I never made.
Well, you made it, I was not even half an hour ago. That there's going to be a new caliphate. Huh? You literally use those words. Or less than a minute ago, you said David already knows that you're an Islamist and that you want a new caliphate. So you're now actually arguing against yourself.
Yes, but there was no context that this view was brought up.
There was no context that what? You said you wanted a
you're just
caliphate.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Well, I'm only stating what you said. If what you said is irrelevant,
which I literally didn't say.
You didn't say that Turkey is going to create a new caliphate?
No. I said they're going to extend their hegemony.
Well, and then I pointed out that you were using the word hegemony incorrectly. And you did use the term caliphate.
I used the term imperialism.
And you also used the term a new Ottoman Empire.
And what does that have to do with
Turkey extending its influence? And assassinating the president? That was the troll. Sessa?
I don't know if my AirPods aren't clear. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying silence. It's interesting. Like everybody just went silent.
I was just busy closing up.
I'll just say, for the record, I'm willing to listen to Cynic's point of view, even though I think it's wrong, but I'm willing to listen to it.
What's wrong in what? Can you even repeat my point of view that I actually made?
We just had this discussion.
Why do you guys humiliate yourselves like this?
I was going to ask you the same thing, Cynic, and I think you can't help yourself.
No, I don't. We can ask.
Yeah, you can ask.
Wesley.
I was going to ask you the same thing.
I know Yaakov is a nice guy, but literally, even Yaakov, I know he knows that you're an idiot.
Again, when you try to speak,
you don't get called an idiot. That's not nice.
A lot of people on this app,
now you've embarrassed.
literally just like,
Now you've embarrassed.
don't
Let's start
even
with.
think
Let's start with.
you're an intelligent person at all.
Rather than you trying to speak for people, which obviously is beyond your ability. Yaakov, do you think coming in?
And you always come in hostile, and you always want to have
We're gonna test your theory. I'm gonna test your theory. Yeah, sure. Yaakov, do you think I'm an idiot? Yaakov? Okay,
I told you, he's too nice.
Brent? No, he's doing something out there. Princessa, do you think I'm an idiot?
Who are you asking, Norm?
You, Princessa.
No, I don't think you're an idiot.
Okay, so that's so far you're wrong.
Come
wrong,
on,
wrong.
listen.
And when Yaakov comes
Again,
back, you want to put a little
listen.
money up?
I'm willing to.
You're
Hey,
willing to
Google, is Norm an idiot?
Yes.
Okay,
I wanted to come up with something. I wanted to come up
I
with
promise you, Princessa thinks you're an idiot too.
I wanted to come up with something more.
She just contradicted you. So
Norm,
this is called hubris.
Norm, not
Hang on
only
a second. Wait a second.
but
This
you're
is called. Thank you. You want to test it out? Let's test it out. Let's see.
How do you want to test it out?
Sure, any way you want.
You're the one who
So
suggested
why-
testing it out.
Right. So
Can
why
we
you
start with
proofs?
can we start with what's 1 + 1, and then we can move on from
Yeah. Well, so now, Princessa said no. Yaakov, I can promise you, will say no, but again, he got to come back to the thing. So you don't really have a point, do you? So now let's go back to the original conversation. You think you know more than you know. I will tell you. You think you know far more than you know, and that's a platonic error. It's arrogance.
Can't I accuse you of the same thing?
You could show me some evidence. I just showed you the evidence that you
I
were
think
wrong.
a lot of
Now
people
show
know
me-
that you talk nonsense
make
all
the
the time.
point. Let's make the point here in the room. Go ahead. Tell me how I'm talking about something that I don't know. Tell me one wrong statement that I made in this room. Or
I
ever.
mean, you called Turkish support for Syrian revolutionaries colonialism.
Imperialism, colonialism, as you.
And then when I asked you, was the American invasion of Iraq colonialism?
Yes.
You said no.
A dumb analogy. And Yaakov agreed.
Okay. Yaakov agreed. No, Yaakov gave an example because Yaakov is always trying to appease you, and he brought up, and he had to go far. He gave you an if statement. He gave an if statement. He gave a conditional. He said if Turkey goes and reallocates Syrian resources akin to what the British did to India, it can be considered colonialism.
Conditional statements are okay.
Wait, hang on. Cynic said that.
Why? Let Yaakov engage. If it was a silly statement, why would he be engaging?
Hang on. Yaakov. Cynic said that you think that I'm an idiot. Is that what you think?
If Operation Iraqi Freedom it was colonialism, then we failed in that measure because we didn't colonize anything. So
It's not.
yeah,
Yaakov, do you think I'm an idiot, Yaakov?
an idiot? No, I don't think you're an idiot.
Thank you. So, Cynic, do you see how you think you know?
Call it the War of Kurdish Liberation.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why the Syrian government
You
fell.
want to be so nice.
Because the Kurds are occupying the oil-rich area.
Do you think Normo is more knowledgeable or smarter regarding the geopolitics of the Middle East and the Muslim world than I, or maybe Goo, or any of the
I never made the
people
claim.
you
It's a
usually
straw
see
man.
on stage?
I never made that claim. It's a straw
If you had to
man.
choose between which intellect is higher, which one would you choose between me and Norm?
Well, first of all, it's not a question of intellect, it's facts plus an
Correct.
Okay, the one who comes and professes facts and is able to substantiate
What
those
fact?
Well,
have I
it's
ever-
very
Norm or I?
that you have a
So you have a
bias.
If you had to choose one or the other.
Intellectually, I tower over you.
You don't.
You're a mechanic. Let's
Listen,
be honest.
That's verifiable.
Is that your
That's verifiable.
Yeah,
Oh,
verifiable. We can show the IQs. Yeah, I'm happy to show you my
But you think a mechanic is an idiot? But there you go, making
Never
another
said that.
dumb
I just said that I count.
There you go, making another dumb statement. Like,
What did I
point
count?
proven.
Be
Thank you very
intellectual?
much.
Did I count?
Actually, mechanics require a high technical.
How many PhDs do you have, Cynic?
Dude, you don't have a fucking PhD.
Again, you're speaking about
He
something
brags
nothing
about having
about.
2 PhDs.
I mean,
You are
did get a
clearly-
Pulitzer Prize, so like, did
It's
you get an
okay,
award?
bro.
Have you ever gotten an
Twice.
award, Cynic?
You're an idiot.
You don't have a PhD.
Twice, David. Twice.
Yeah, so he got two, like, what did you get?
I'd also have a dissertation.
Mikhail,
David
York has been recognized by his peers. Have you been recognized by your peers, Cynic? Have you ever been recognized by your peers, Cynic?
Answer no.
You've never been.
The mechanics award.
Come on. You went on a coffee date with El Normo in the heart of New York City. You are a certified faggot.
Thank you.
By the way, when we had sex that time, that was awesome. I'm gonna say you proud.
You want a trophy or a certificate or what exactly?
Well, you already got an award. Like, did you get an
by
award?
your peers. Such a silly.
There is no metric that isn't silly to you.
Getting an Oscar, an Emmy, and the Pulitzer, and Nobel Peace, like, those things are, like, silly, right? Those are all silly, according to you.
They're not achievements. What matters is
Exactly.
if you get on the internet.
Exactly.
That's what's
Feeble, bro. It's feeble.
It's feeble. Amazing.
Recognition by your peers. That's what your 2 PhDs could have mustered, huh?
So,
Your pseudo
here's a question.
PhDs
Did
mustered.
anybody in the room predict what's going on in Syria? That would show some real domain area expertise.
I know, the only thing I predicted was a week ago. I said the regime was going to fall in a week.
By the way, again, not to get into this too far, Yaakov, but one of Cynic's many theories is that Ashkenazis have no connection to the land of Israel.
Why do you always bring that up? You bring that, you find a way to bring that
Nor
up.
does he represent my position properly.
Oh, you didn't say that? Please correct me on the real.
The majority of Ashkenazis do not have a connection, a genetic connection to
We've had this conversation many
to the
times.
people of the Levant.
Yaakov? There are thousands of genetic studies proving otherwise, but you're not to mention anthropological.
This is really what archaeological talk about, right?
Yeah. He gets so triggered. He's so triggered about this topic.
I'm not triggered. I'm showing you what a fool you are. That you, even your own historians.
Do you know what's a predominant haplogroup in the Levant?
Here we go.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is?
Uninterested. Even Palestinian.
Okay, then why do you open up the topic if you don't want to have an intelligent
because
conversation?
I wanted to. We're having one now. I wanted.
No. You don't want to.
We're having it now. This is
okay. Then what is the predominant haplogroup in that region? What is the predominant haplogroup?
Hang on one second. So Yaakov.
What's the predominant haplogroup among Canaanites?
That's the theory of this very intellectual.
Norma, are you willing to concede that Ashkenazi Jews have more white European blood than they have Levantine Jewish blood? Yes or no?
I have not measured that, neither have you.
But that's phenotypically the case. Like, come on, man.
So now you've gone from blood to phenotype. You don't really know what we're talking about.
Wait, are phenotypes not a reflection of one's blood? Are you kidding me?
No, they are not. And you don't know, you have no idea.
Of course,
no study
I'm not painting with a broad brush, but if we're looking at Ashkenazi Jews as a
you've done no such study.
Phenotypes can be used as evidence.
You have zero information on this.
I wouldn't use the argument of phenotypes, but he's right. You can use it as evidence.
Oh, really?
I mean, even from halachically, Norm, you've read the genetic studies that explain that the Ashkenazis come from mainly 4 maternal sources.
Hi, can I place an order for pickup?
Sure, what would you like?
Can I get the number 2?
We don't have chicken left, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh, no more chicken?
No more chicken, no.
Okay, another night. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bye-bye. You're welcome, bye-bye.
Without the chicken.
To me, that is not an idiotic comment. Yaakov, be honest.
So the
Be honest.
Avocado
Be honest, bro.
The Avocado project spotted 600
Be honest.
original Abrahams
Be honest.
at the greatest link.
That was pretty damn stupid.
Can you hear him trying to talk over me? You're very
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Can you stop talking over the guy, please?
Well, I haven't finished my statement, so I just wanted to say that the Avocado project.
I need Arabic. Cynic, you read Arabic, right?
Yaakov, hang on a second. I'm in the middle of saying something.
Sorry.
The Avocado project found 600 original Abrahams, and the Ashkenazi Jews have the strongest relationship to them of any other group. That's a genetic study. There are thousands of genetic studies linking the Ashkenazi Jews to the land of Israel. Literally thousands. What you said is BHI nonsense.
Show me one of those studies that says we have genetic material from around, what did you say, 60? There were no Abrahams. They have to be Abrams or something.
Okay, very
I don't know what the fuck the name is.
I know you don't know what the fuck because you're uneducated. Yaakov, do you want to comment on the subject or do you want to change it?
Separate subject. Apparently, a 500-year-old Torah scroll was found in Assad's basement. Could someone read Arabic? Can you click on the link in my chat and tell me what it says in Arabic?
No problem.
I'm just pointing out to you, Yaakov, that the person who claims intellectual superiority claims that Ashkenazis have no link to the land of Israel. That's the person who claims.
I'm not going to have this conversation solely without the contribution of at least someone like Yaakov, who can act as a
He's right here.
As a judge. Yes. And I told him to judge that comment. Do you believe that there's a genetic study that concludes that Ashkenazis can trace back to the figure of Abraham, which we know is a figure that cannot be verified?
It's actually called the Avocado project.
He is a theological figure. He is someone you have faith in. There is no way to prove that Abraham actually existed.
Right. Maybe if you say it loud enough, you can make your point. So now, Yaakov, let's look at your statement. The Ashkenazis have...
Don't repeat my statement. Rebuttal it.
Well, no, I want to hear Yaakov's.
No, bro, just stop repeating. Okay. Stop talking too much, and just get to the point.
You're a little threatened. When you're
No,
you get all a little weird.
Sources.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. What does it say in Arabic, in and around the word 500?
You're
you mean around the word ta'ud
You're letting him off the hook,
We'll come back. A Torah scroll was found in Assad's basement.
Okay. So it says it just goes back to more than 500 years.
Yeah, but what does it say? A Torah scroll, or does it just say it's a document?
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, it does.
You know what else was found in his basement was
Maftuta Torah. Yeah, so it's a.
He also didn't know that the Rambam wrote the Mishnah Torah in Hebrew. That was another. Remember?
Wow, that laugh. You tried really hard. And no, I corrected you. You said Rambam wrote the Mishnah. I told you he wrote the Mishnah Torah.
In what language?
Right, he did not write the Mishnah.
Mishnah Torah. In what language?
It was written down by Reb Yehuda.
Wait. In what language?
Why is that relevant?
Because you said that it was in Judeo-Arabic. You said all the Ashkenazi
his writings are mainly in Judeo-Arabic or Arabic.
The Mishnah Torah is written in what?
I'm not sure.
Take the time. Oh, Hebrew. And what about the Shulchan Aruch?
So what? And what is that? What does that disprove exactly?
I'm just exposing all of your loony theories.
How is bringing up again? Here's another. This is going to be another metric to judge Normo here. What point did I bring up that you feel presenting the language that the
Mishnah Torah was written in contradicts or disproves, please?
Yes, because you claim to know more about the Middle East, and I just showed that you were full of Allah.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Wow. I mean,
Wow,
seriously,
indeed.
Yaakov, like, this is,
His name is Yaakov.
what is you guys,
Yaakov.
this
You're
Yaakov.
supposed to know these languages. His name is Yaakov. You're supposed to know something about Middle Eastern languages.
This fucking, dude.
Wow.
Dude, you don't even know.
Defend
You
your theories.
literally speak the abjad Hawaz, the alphabets, which you are literally, what is your stupid language called? Yiddish. You came and you only you learned how to read. You learned this language. You don't even sound. You sound like a white guy when you speak a Semitic language like Hebrew. And what proves this? Go listen to the Yemenis. Go listen to the Samaritans. Go listen to the Yemenis and Samaritans, buddy.
Wow.
Before you try to correct me on how I pronounce Semitic letters.
Yeah. Domain area expertise, anybody? Anybody? Mishnah Torah written in Hebrew?
I don't know, Cynic, you're throwing a lot of like racist things out there.
Ashkenazi, no link to the land of Israel.
Go back, go reinvent it.
Okay, so Cynic, are you willing to retract and say you acknowledge the Ashkenazi Jews' genetic link to the land of Israel or not?
What does that have to do with you bringing up the language?
Do you acknowledge it or do you not?
Acknowledge what? Why do you present the fact?
As
literally.
Can
Why
you acknowledge it as
why are you attempting to
as an objective? As an
exactly,
objective,
he's running away.
Can you
He's
acknowledge it?
running away because he made a claim. He said he can prove that the Ashkenazis relate back to Abraham.
So are you acknowledging that Ashkenazi Jews genetically link to the land of Israel?
And go back to the Levant.
Okay, he said Abraham, bro.
Yaakov.
What?
So what do you think about the fact that Cynic said the Ashkenazi Jews have no link to the land of Israel? No
I didn't say there isn't. Some Ashkenazis do have J1, but
I'm talking J1.
But
genetic link to the land,
but not the majority of them.
Oh, okay.
Well, now, if you go down to, I would say, and I don't like to posit things I don't actually have data for, but I think the base layer of DNA, meaning the one that is farthest back in time, like my daughter, I haven't got mine done because I don't want my DNA in a database. But my daughter has no qualms about it, and she did it, and it came back with all this Moroccan stuff, North African, because her mom's.
I have no qualms about it either, by the way.
Okay, is she Sephardic?
Well, actually, turns out she's 60% Ashkenazi and 35%.
Well, what are Sephardics? I mean, they're Ashkenazi who went
they went from Rome
and lived in Northern Africa and mixed with Northern Africans.
No, but her maternal grandfather was one of the 12 tribes that literally went from Jerusalem and just went west to.
Maternal grandfather.
Correct.
Her maternal grandfather.
And her
2 generations ago.
Yeah, but it's all buried into.
You're telling me he was traveling to Palestine?
No, his family had been in Morocco for almost 2,000 years, according to family tradition.
Palestine doesn't exist. So.
I didn't say Palestine, but more importantly,
that was the joke.
Yeah, but when it went down through all of the lists of ethnic groups, the bottom one said, and the smallest percentage said Levant.
Yeah, I go mainly by haplogroups.
What?
This is
I go mainly by haplogroup breakdown.
Actual science will blow their mind.
You don't actually have science. You're an idiot who just claimed that you can trace Ashkenazis back to a religious figure called Abraham. Stop fucking talking.
600 of them.
Well,
600 of them.
He never called you a name. You should have called him.
What did I just call him? What did I just call him?
Resistance is here.
You called him.
What did I just call him?
On Rikers Island.
Why do you even try, dude? Why do you even try? You literally embarrass yourself.
Really? Then why are you the one that's triggered, I wonder?
I'm not.
Why are you the one who's
I'm
been
chill.
refuted repeatedly?
If I am slightly frustrated, it's because I know Yakov thinks you're an idiot.
Right. Except he said you're wrong.
Well, everyone thinks I'm not an idiot.
It is.
You in a very firm position.
I don't know what he means by living team. I'm going based on haplogroup.
Cynic, with all due
It's
respect,
a predominant
you're the only
paternal
person.
haplogroup.
J and
When
J.
you have a DNA result,
When myself, Norm, and Yakov were very calm, you were the only person that was yelling and screaming. So
yelling
I
and screaming.
think just say you're.
That's right, yelling.
Yes, you were.
Like you were the other day.
David,
And
are you
you're
actually going to say anything constructive?
Oh, no. Nostrils, ancestry says Caucasus Mountains.
Right. And yours says Rikers Island.
Wrong. It says Alcatraz.
You've never been to San Francisco.
But you have, right under the Golden Gate Bridge, right?
I bet
you were the San Francisco tree, weren't you, El
I
Nostril?
bet you didn't know that Alcatraz was in San Francisco. I just educated you.
I don't know why people are making fun of
Cynic, isn't J1 the...
Let me educate you. It isn't in it's in the San Francisco Bay. It's not in San Francisco. Jackass.
It's in the city limits of San Francisco.
It's in the Bay.
I'm from the Bay.
That's right. That's right.
Wait, is
J1
the leprechaun here?
Group in the Levant?
No.
What's the question, Yakov?
I said
Who said that,
J1.
right?
J1 is found in J is found in the Levant.
Who's copying who? The leprechaun is copying normal or the other way around?
Who's the leprechaun? You can just call me a leprechaun.
No. You know
Yakov, did you see those studies that link all the Cohanes back to all the way back to...
You didn't call Irish people.
Are you a Cohen? Are you a Cohen?
Yes, I've seen
Okay.
Coins have been found in Botswana.
And all the markers that you see that actually, by the way, not all the Cohens are actually from
This
Levant.
includes the Ashkenazi Cohens, of course.
And you can go look even among the Cohens. Yes, they have. What gives credibility that the Cohens are actually Judeans, even though there's a significant percentage that's not, is because they have a specific haplogroup. Norm, do you know what this haplogroup is?
You've mentioned it before. I do memorize haplogroups. I'm not from BHI. I'm not trying to prove the
Haplogroup J1. That's what it is.
I just said J1.
Okay. I was asking Norm.
Okay, no, I asked you before. I said J1. You asked the question, what's the primary haplogroup in the Levant? I said J1 and...
Sure. I can place an order for pickup. Can I have the mixed entree? The mixed grill. Yellow rice. Can I have a hummus and tabbouleh? Can I get white sauce, red sauce? Yeah. No, that's it. John? John, yeah. Last name is, yeah. Okay, great. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Out of that study, extrapolate the haplogroups, extrapolate a breakdown of the haplogroups. And you will see that the Ashkenazis pretty much are no different than the Italians. Even the Italian, I don't give a shit.
You can tell by El Nasser's nose that his family is from
He speak the Semitic languages very well. He struggles.
Do you even know what Ashkenazi means, Norm?
Of course I do.
What do you mean, Norm?
It means it was a way of worshiping centered around Ashkenaz. They went up the Rhone River and centered in a part of northern Germany known as Ashkenaz.
Did you know this?
Yes.
Oh, amazing. The first thing that you've known so far tonight.
Practically calling yourself a German.
What I'm doing is I'm calling myself the Jew for
Wait,
today.
you asked him the question, he answered it, and then
He's a weasel from El Nostrum.
Right.
the response is like,
Wow,
you
he got an
like,
answer right. That's great.
Let me go through, well, I refuted you more importantly. So, studies examining the Y chromosome have identified specific genetic markers that are prevalent among Jewish populations, linking them to the Levant. That's the second part. Ancient DNA evidence. Analysis of ancient DNA from the region further supports the genetic continuity of Jewish populations. This is all very easily done. You could have asked this question yourself. While Jewish populations share genetic similarities with neighboring groups due to the historical admixture, studies can distinguish them based on specific genetic patterns.
Cool. Again, is there any
I guess that refutes your
facility
position.
report that you have right there that actually gives you a haplogroup breakdown?
Why is it
Because it's irrelevant. It's not actually giving me any
Irrelevant.
Yes.
It directly refutes.
It's just claims.
Well, this is.
Let's get to the point. Get to the point in that study where it showcases the haplogroup breakdown. Because we already know, we don't even need to go into the maternal because we know maternally the Ashkenazis are European. So let's not talk about the maternal. So go to the paternal haplogroup and tell me and give me a breakdown.
I read
so
you
what is
thing.
your
You
end
can refute
point?
it.
What are you looking for?
His endpoint is wants to.
My endpoint is that only a minority among Ashkenazi Jews are actually haplogroup J1.
Where's your evidence of that?
Because the people in that specific region, for the most part, are J1.
And you know this how?
Because again, the majority of the people in that region, the overwhelming majority is J1.
And you know this how?
Okay, so like I was a master debater, so like okay,
You're not a master debater, don't lie to yourself.
So my follow-up question is like
I just said I was smarter than you.
No,
masturbator.
You read to me some sort of ChatGPT typed in nonsense. You didn't actually give me any data. You didn't give me any information.
The J1 haplogroup is a Y chromosome haplogroup that is found in Ashkenazi Jews. What do you know?
Wow. Oh my God. And so it's also found among the Romans and the fucking Greeks. The Italians and the Greeks have J1 too. Oh, does that mean that the Italians and the Greeks normal are from Levant and they're Judean?
Please don't. You're the one who brought it up. Now you think they're refuting.
Okay, so we know that there has been mixing between these places around the world, these civilizations, the Greeks and the Romans and the Levant. So of course we're going to see some sort of representation of a Levantine predominant haplogroup among Greeks and Italians or Southern Europeans. Of course we're going to see that. But does that mean normal? Does that mean that the Greeks and the Italians are from the Levant?
It's a separate question. You
It's
made a
a very
statement about our
common
DNA.
sense. There's a very common sense answer to it. Please
Maybe
give it a try. Give it a try. Prove to us that you're as smart as you claim.
Well, I've already proved that I'm smarter than you.
Okay, don't get hung up. Don't get hung up. Now just answer my question,
I'm not hung up
please.
at all. So what was your point about a haplogroup? Could you repeat?
No. Go back. Please answer my question. You always do this, Norm. You try to avoid. You're trying to run away right now. This is called running away. This is called running away. You're doing it. You're running away. Okay, no problem.
I want to hear what you're.
No. I'm gonna ask the question again, and I want you to attempt to answer it this time. Actually, be a man. Okay. Just because the Italians and the Greeks and Southern Europeans in general have a representation of haplogroup J1 in their admixture, does that mean
Does that mean that they're from the Levant? Yes or no, please?
Did you just bring up J1 haplogroups, or did I mishear you?
Yes, I did bring it up.
Okay. And why did you brought it up to mean what? Did you not say that most Ashkenazi Jews do not have the J1 haplogroup? Did you not say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then when I showed you that you did, then you said, well, it doesn't mean anything anyway?
Okay, and I'm asking you a rhetorical question now.
If it doesn't mean anything, then why are you bringing it up?
Okay, David, you claim to have a PhD in math, and you can't even decipher statistics. You are an idiot, and again, this proves to me that you clearly have probably never even taken an algebra class at this point. It's okay. Just because, and by the way, Normal claimed to be someone who's at least familiar with genetics. So just because I have a haplogroup, so just because a population exhibits a specific haplogroup, but it's not the predominant haplogroup, how do you explain the presence of this haplogroup, Norm?
Why did you ask about the haplogroup, Cynic? Explain.
Why did I ask about the haplogroup? Wow, this is so... It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to be tolerant to my elderly. I don't mind.
I think your superior is more...
You know what? Yeah, if Yakub wants to jump in, I don't mind.
What started this whole debate?
It's Normal trying to recover whatever dignity he has left.
Refuting you. I was just
so I'm gonna try this again.
Answering Yaakov's question. I was destroying the little tiny shred that remained of your day. He said that the Jews have no link to the land of Israel.
At least be original, Norm. Okay.
Well, why? I think that was well said.
Anybody who has the haplogroup J1 can claim that, hey, we got this haplogroup by mixing with populations from the Levant.
Okay. Or that we are from the Levant.
Or from the Middle East. Okay. So we go and we look at the haplogroup breakdown for Greeks and Italians. Guess what? I'm going to repeat this question one last time. If the Italians and the Greeks have haplogroup J1, have a representation of haplogroup J1,
I don't know.
Does that mean, according to your logic, that would mean that the Greeks and Italians are from the Levant?
No, the basis of my logic is to refute you.
What are you refuting?
That you said Ashkenazi Jews mostly have no link to the land of Israel.
So you think, and again, the Italians and the Greeks have a similar representation of J1.
I don't have evidence of that. I'm not judging them.
Okay, then. Okay, no problem. I'm educating you.
Are you?
Yes.
About what?
Yes. So I'm telling you, there are other populations, mainly in Southern Europe, Norm. Okay, mainly in Southern Europe, Norm, that also have J1. And just because they have J1 does not mean that they're from the Levant. You want to know why? Because the majority of them do not have this haplogroup. So just because a minority of them has the haplogroup does not mean that the Greeks and Italians are from the Levant. And the same case can be made for the Ashkenazis. The Ashkenazis also have a minority. Ashkenazis have a minority that also has J1. It doesn't mean that the Ashkenazis are from the Levant.
The answer you said it did. Go ahead. This answer is that there's a spectrum. There's a group of people who have probably very because
they have the haplogroup.
Yes.
You're not going to let them talk.
I'm engaging with them, please.
There's some
you're interrupting. You're not going to get a word out.
It's like any spectrum, whether it's the electromagnetic spectrum, the
I know what a spectrum is.
You stop talking. You have difficulty talking. Are you so inconsiderate?
Come on,
let's talk.
So there's probably a group of people that have their parents were Jewish and no father converted and no mother converted because we allow conversions. So you can be Jewish and be a convert. So yeah, there can be Ashkenazi Jews who weren't from the land, but just the same way there can be Jews.
Okay, why are you explaining the obvious, Jacob?
I'm just
getting to a thought. Just finish your thought.
One of you guys is trying to say 100%. One of you, it seems to me,
I am not saying 100%. Nowhere did I say 100%. No one is denying that among the Ashkenazis are those who hold the haplogroup J1. But also among the Greeks and the Italians are those who hold the haplogroup J1. Do we claim now that the Greeks and Italians are Levantines? No, we don't. Why is that not the... Why in your paradigm, Norm, is it not the same case for the Ashkenazis?
Your paradigm. You brought it up. And then I blew you away when I showed you were wrong.
These people, like...
These people, they thought parents is unbelievable.
So many times,
okay?
Many times.
There'll be some that are 100%. There'll be some that are...
Okay, Jacob. Many times.
Dude, you either have the paternal haplogroup or you don't.
Yes. But it doesn't mean anything, because now that you see that we have it, you've changed your tune.
Wait,
are you stupid?
No, I don't think so. Are you?
You said
okay, again, I'm gonna...
What did you mean by these people?
Just because a group or demographic of people have a small representation of haplogroup J1 does not mean that they're from the Levant.
Here comes the
anti-Semitism. Now the Ashkenazis also have a minority, not the majority of Ashkenazis, have J1. So they are closer to the Greeks and the Italians than they are to the Levantines. That I don't know how many times I need to break this down. This is so silly at this point.
Well, you're going to keep changing it.
No one is changing this. This guy claims to have 2 PhDs in math, and he can't understand statistics and ratios.
I've been wrong on everything so far. Actually,
I've been wrong on everything.
Very
interesting.
Every single thing. I think the issue is like you don't understand.
Yeah,
it's
more emotional.
Why do you like?
You're invested in disproving our claim to the land, and you failed. And now you made the criterion J1. As soon as I satisfied that, you changed it to J1 doesn't matter.
Stupid? When did
I
say that Ashkenazis have no representation of J1?
You said you spoke to me. You assumed that I was Ashkenazi, which is stupid.
Yes.
And then said I have no link.
You have a higher chance of not having J1. Yes, you haven't taken a DNA test. But if I was a betting man, if I was a betting man,
raise his voice.
If I was a betting man, yes, because you need to your tribe.
I'm the Jewish he's ever met.
If I was a betting man, and if your odds were 70-30, or 75-25, or 80-20, would you make that bet? Would you bet on that 20%?
Now you're just yelling. Now you're just
yelling.
He's just yelling. He just keeps making up nonsense.
Go ahead, Nora.
You are.
Answer the question. If you were a betting man, would you bet on the 20% versus the 80%?
You know what I would bet? I would bet. This is the bet that I would make. The majority of what you say is bullshit. I would make that bet.
You could go verify it. Just type in on ChatGPT or go on your little Facebook AI. Go and type in the number.
Oh, hey, could you call me Diddy? I'm doing a skit right now. Call me Diddy, please. Call me Diddy, please.
I mean, I'm sorry. That's right. It was your name, Pussy.
Did you see Jay-Z got Diddy today? He got charged with raping a 13-year-old girl. Wow, good times are here again. 99 problems, but Jay-Z ain't one. Also, I've been getting death threats today. I'd like to play a voicemail that I received, and I think it's somebody from Clubhouse. Oh my gosh, can you please stop it? You're making me sick.
What a weirdo. Real help. Follow me back, okay?
Hey, John, I think he knows this. He has my number. I would suggest you call me back before, God forbid things escalate. That'd be awful.
What he said?
I'll be well, And we will definitely be chatting soon. Maybe we'll be meeting soon. Who knows? You know our family in Chicago.
Here.
God bless you. I'll talk with you.
Yo, make it louder and start again.
I'm not sure who that is, but that's like death
I
threat.
heard, God forbid, things should escalate or something like that.
Answer your phone. We should have a heart to heart. Okay? Because I'm not playing with you. Alright, we'll talk soon.
This guy look. Please turn the shit up.
That's as loud as it gets. That's as loud as it
Move your
gets.
phone closer to it. I don't
We
know.
don't believe that that's as audio challenged as you are.
That's a voicemail. I don't know what to tell you.
But do it one more time closer.
Are you playing it from the same phone?
I'm playing it from my phone to this phone. No, to a new phone.
John, I think you know this is. You have my number. I would suggest you call me back.
Get a Bluetooth speaker and play it.
Or just tell us what the hell it says.
No, do it from a Bluetooth.
Should we call the person back and see why they're like basically threatening to kill me?
Do you know who it is, though?
No.
But I didn't hear them threaten you. What'd they say?
But you know that that's like a criminal offense.
Yeah, I know. But I googled the number and then I texted them all the shit that came back from Google. They own like some kind of like key business, locksmith business. It's weird. It's fucking weird. If they don't text,
It's probably not the real number.
Yeah, like one of those Shazam spams or whatever the hell they're called.
well, the point is, what does he want to talk about? Because it's clearly like.
Transcript. What does he say?
Yeah, what's the threat? We didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear the threat? He said we have a problem, and he says if you don't call me back, it's going to escalate, and I'm going to come to Chicago and deal with you. It's like, okay. But anyways, I mean, if they can't text me back and all they can do is just like leave threatening voicemails, it's very pussy. Because like a text message is like a legitimate threat, If it's just audio, it's not specific death threat.
How's that go?
Just a text message is easier to like document and send to police than a voicemail.
But I'm sure.
Voicemails are transcribed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
no, they are. But I'm sure that the number that it leads back to is not an accurate.
I just had phone sex with the guy who was in here.
Wow, pussy, mazel tov. How do you feel?
He was jerking off. He was a Muslim. He thought I was tranny because I showed him my event. Oh no, I'm gonna screenshot it. He's on.
Anyways, Devin, I don't think that it's the locksmith's number. I think it was just like one of those generator things that you could put in anybody's.
What are we talking about? Bless your heart. PTR and look at me.
We'll see that the person was calling me. The person was calling me from a private number, and then they called me from a number, and he said, "You have my number now."
You don't believe me, Abby? See what happens? You don't believe me.
Yeah. I believe you. I saw you both leaving.
That wasn't like.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised I don't get phone calls like that like twice a day. 1 in 5 years? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
From Clubhouse?
I assume it's somebody from Clubhouse.
Did it say that you were recording him? None of us could hear what it said, so I know.
I know that's because you guys just don't keep talking and you can't listen, but I'm like, it doesn't make a difference.
No, it just wasn't clear.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard to hear.
I know.
There's so much
Do you want to try it again? Everybody want to mute up?
One more time.
Okay.
Everybody mute up.
Nah, forget it. It doesn't matter.
Oh my god. Bro, just play it. Oh, why are you saying bro? He's so fucking mad.
Nah, I'm not even going to play because I'm going to get dinner right now. I'm done with this. This is stupid.
Go eat.
Go eat, more schnitzel.
The one time we want to hear your audio, you're cock blocking us. What was the question? See, you made a claim.
Oh my god.
Question.
Oh my god, but I thought you just asked a question. You just asked a question. That's what you just said, literally 3 seconds ago.
No.
Can you repeat the question that he just asked?
I'm not going to dignify that.
Dude, you just know, why? Wow. Y'all embarrassing. You're embarrassing.
He said the Jews, Ashkenazi Jews have come to the land of Israel. Then I read you the summary of studies
exactly using the J1 haplogroup, which by the way isn't necessary.
But what?
The predominance of them in the Ashkenazi Jews, which establishes conclusively our link to the.
Okay, but just claiming that a group has a specific haplogroup, we can't come to a conclusion just because. We need to know what's the representation of this.
Well, I only mentioned it because you
Okay,
did. And once I mentioned it, you immediately changed the criteria.
I tried to help you understand.
No, you didn't.
So I am telling you.
Defend your shrinking position.
I am telling you that
and at this point you have no position.
Norm, I'm trying to tell you that this haplogroup is the Ashkenazis that have this haplogroup are a minority.
But that's not what the studies say, did it?
Okay, where does the studies show that the majority of Ashkenazis have haplogroup?
Well, I just read it to you a moment ago.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
I did.
No, you haven't.
I didn't.
Now you're lying. Now you're
lying.
lying.
Really? What did you hear, David?
Yes,
what did you hear?
You're going to ask David? Why don't you ask Yaakov? Why don't you ask Yaakov?
I'm asking David, then I can ask Yaakov. What is it?
Well, I'm entitled to an opinion as well.
Actually, it's Yaakov.
What did I read? It's what?
There's no V.
What? In Hebrew?
Irrelevant. Forget about it.
There's no V in Hebrew? I mean, if you claim to have some familiarity with the Middle East, you could at least pronounce the words correctly. I mean, it's embarrassing.
We don't have
I've already corrected you on this.
Anyway,
you just
don't try to lie. Go back.
Did you say there was no V in Hebrew?
No. We don't have in Arabic. In our languages, in the languages, we don't have V.
Right. And what is it? Does Hebrew have it? His name is Hebrew.
Yeah. Well, this Hebrew that you have is modern Hebrew.
No, it's ancient Hebrew. This is in the Torah.
Okay. Why? Okay. What is the letter
Yaakov
in Hebrew?
Is in the Torah.
What is the letter in Hebrew for V?
Vav.
Okay, but how do you write it? Can you write it in the chat?
But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the reason
It's in
you say
my
Yaakov is
profile.
because.
Look on my
Well then, Yaakov, is it not true that the reason you pronounce it Va is because at the end the Va changes to a Va?
Yeah, it can also be pronounced. What else can this letter be pronounced, Norm?
I'm pretty sure it changes. That's why.
Yes, it can be pronounced Abba. It can be pronounced.
No, that's incorrect.
Yes,
on the middle.
It's so dumb, dude.
It's without a dot. It's a vet. You don't know anything about Hebrew. You're in over your head.
Okay. Buddy, does everybody use the diacritics? Is it valid not to use the diacritics? You don't have to always put the dot.
Yeah, I mean Hebrew's one. I don't know how it works in Arabic, but in Hebrew, you have to memorize the words. You have to know which words have the ba sound and which have the va sound.
But
through experience.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is it not true that at the end of your words that your letters take a different sound?
No. There's Sofit letters that are just a different version of the letter with the same sound that would normally appear in the middle of a word, like Mem Sofit or.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Somebody's running away again.
No, I'm trying to get mutual opinion.
It's the same as in the middle.
So there's Yaakov's name in the chat, and every Jew knows what the name is. And yes, we have a V. We have a V in Hebrew, and we pronounce the V in Hebrew. So you don't know much about it.
Cynic, if it lost an argument.
If the Greeks have a percentage of
the haplogroup then, and now you're refuting yourself? It's really weird. Why are you doing that?
This guy. Okay, can you please give me an opportunity to ask a few questions?
There's nothing wrong
with it. Give me the opportunity to ask a few questions.
You should be humble with the fact that maybe you don't understand.
Clearly you conceded on all the points.
David, can you give me the opportunity to engage with Pepe?
You can retain some shred of your remaining dignity on non-Middle East subjects.
No problem.
Excellent.
Make your... Wow. Okay.
See, that was a sophisticated put down, not a childish schoolyard taunt.
Oh my God. You guys are a duo, aren't you? Pepe. Okay. So, if the Greeks have haplogroup J1, does that mean that they are from the Levant?
Well, you can say, if you want to be fair, you can say that
we say that
Ashkenazi
Greeks are
Jews in
from the Middle
particular
East.
have a portion of their ancestry can be tied back to Levant, but majority of their admixture is European.
Thank you. So even Pepe knows this. No offense. I mean, actually, Pepe is not. He's objective about a lot of these things when he's presented with the facts. So,
I would with the caveat, the only thing I would say is that
when I said even, I mean he's not related to the region, and he knows this piece of information.
I would say that there's if you were to look at Israel, I think it's a little more than half are not Ashkenazi, or it might be quite a bit more than half, but a lot of them, they ended up staying in the Middle East or going to parts of Southern or Western Asia, and so those people are not European. It's hard to. It's so if you look the Carthaginians held the Levant. You had you had the Mesopotamians that were through there. You had there's so many ancient groups of people, and genetically they're not really similar to what they would have been a couple thousand years ago.
I mean, if you are the son of your father, you would have his haplogroup, right?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing they have, that's where the
fathers in
minority
Judaism for tribal relationships.
Just because you invented a paradigm that can't be falsified doesn't mean I need to go by it. Just because you decide to go by change the rules. And you want to go by a maternal lineage, even though, I don't know what that even means. Because, the X gets switched out. I don't know how you're going to...
That's when they came back from the exile, because the women that were left in Jerusalem when he came back had been marrying non-Jewish...
Okay, but does that make them the lineage of Abraham? Assuming Abraham is an actual historical figure.
I don't have the date. I only speak from...
what are these guys, the Sephardic? They're just people who escaped Europe, and they resided in northern Africa, and they started mixing with the locals for the most part. That's what they are. But even when you look at their haplogroup breakdown, they share the paternal haplogroup with a lot of the North Africans. They were the
ones that left Spain and went to North Africa.
Yeah, so they're just Ashkenazis that just mixed around with Northern Africans.
The Sephardic Jews are different from they split off, but they are their DNA.
How different? Why would they have different DNA?
There is obviously Eastern European admixture involved with and Central European admixture involved with the.
So I would say the ones mainly the Eastern Jews, I would say they have the least claim when it comes down to tracing back to the Levant. The ones that actually have a stronger claim would be the ones that stayed closest to the southern Europe. Those people, I would say, are probably the ones who have the strongest claim. But those guys, because what do they say? They say that the Ashkenazis, for the most part, originally started out in northern Italy, right? Northern Italy, which makes sense because Rome. And then they spread throughout Europe, mainly Western Europe. I think there was some king. There's that professor, that Jewish professor on YouTube that explains this. I'm gonna give a really.
He's really quiet here.
Shut the fuck up.
She's a Nazi. What are you expecting?
I'm writing the translation and sending it to her right now.
Wait, Abby's a Nazi? That's a
Oh.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense why she always sticks up her ass.
What happened? Mom. To Kapara, not anyone else. No.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what was said.
Of course
This
you don't.
nigger is making.
What, you had another seizure?
Make it weird. And I could go after.
Ryan, you want to kick me out because I'm calling the Sharmuta Nazi?
Oh, your daughter is a sharmuta. How about that?
No.
Oh, you want
Ryan?
to kick Cookie out?
He call me sharmuta first.
You are a Sharmuta.
No,
your daughter
You
is
are a Nazi.
No, don't.
You are a Sharmuta and a Nazi.
All right. Whether she is or not, let's not do that here.
Let's not fight Shooky. And why
Kick me out. I have no problem.
No.
Your daughter is sharmuta.
Why should I have to kick you out? Why can't you just?
No, because I'm in love with Shooky. I'm in love with these.
Well, you have zero respect to yourself, Ryan, right now.
Shooky, love me.
Because yes, I cursed her and I continue to curse her.
Your daughter is sharmuta.
You see, now she uses family members, and you are
No, don't.
Ryan.
Oh, why
Thank
you
you.
that?
I told him.
Shut up,
one
fucking
time
bitch.
He didn't want to.
Oh my god, Abby, you're so scared of him.
I'm not scared.
Anyways, he's my boyfriend.
Well, you definitely confirmed you're a lesbian. I don't know if you're a Nazi, but you're definitely dyke.
Well, I don't like how my parents are fighting my boyfriend. He came here for Christmas dinner, and you guys are attacking my boyfriend. I don't appreciate
Yeah, good. He's ready to die in a fucking car accident. He's a fucking truck driver. And he cannot even drive, imagine.
You know that sensitive topic, you know that he could have died in that car accident.
Well, good. Maybe God should have taken him.
And Ryan, I'm going to scold you because you're the hostess of the dinner party and you're not paying attention.
I was just opening my window for a second. I didn't hear what he said. I thought she was trying to say that Valley came at her. I don't know.
No, Valley will never do that.
Okay, let's.
I don't even know who she is, but
Abby, for the 1000th time, it's pronounced that.
That.
Think about that.
Oh, Barbie and Shooky are in the room together, probably.
oh my gosh, do you think they're crying?
Yeah.
Did he go just for you?
Yeah.
No, she thought Valley was coming at her.
No, I'm saying did Brett go just for, like, did he go to California just for that?
Oh my god.
I'm talking about something different.
He's upset I'm with Dyson.
Are you jealous?
I am jealous.
He's upset I'm with Diogenes, that's why.
Who, me?
You're not with Diogenes, fatty. You're a lonely lesbian who stays up till 4 a.m. faxing shit at the office. What's wrong with you, fatty?
It's my last month.
God, you're fat. You are fat.
It's my last month. Go to the gym, fatty.
It only takes one comment to piss someone off. It's so good.
Yeah, everyone's getting weak up in this shit. Okay. Hey, what's his brother's name? Hey, handsome. Hey, handsome.
Okay.
Do you have a brother? Yeah, that was.
What?
Do you have a brother?
I found out on Facebook I do have 2 half brothers. They're like 5 years old.
Wow.
What the fuck? How old is your mom? She's young?
No, the dad.
Oh no.
The father has a younger
father.
I don't
not
know.
tell. I mean, come on.
Jesus.
She's the byproduct of that.
Bitches. I'm sorry that you guys know his fucking.
I'm sorry you can't think like that.
I'm sorry that you're.
I don't have to know shit about him. You can just tell through his personality he has daddy issues.
Shooky was right about you.
Whoa.
Right with him.
Whoa.
Definitely is.
You're projecting, Valley. You have the daddy issues.
That's actually true. Don't say that. He does have daddy issues.
Definitely not the mom. The mom's fine.
You've got the daddy issues, Valley.
I do. I have all issues, actually. I'm surprised I'm still here.
Oh my god.
We're right back where we started, Valley. 5 years ago to the day, baby. You made it. You made it.
I know, and Trump
Abby,
is
do you want to
still
go to Jazzy's
president.
room right now? Because Jazzy and Oscar's in there. You want me to go to Rick's PTR and go and see if they think it's Rick?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Tea time's over there.
Dun 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 dun.
Joe Valley is one of like the first people I met on this app, actually.
Yeah.
Me too.
She's how I like first got into a room with like Randy, Ty, and David Duncan. I followed her around a little bit when I first got on.
I'm traumatized still.
I bet David Duncan $10 that there would never be a Trump mugshot. I lost.
I hope David's doing alright.
Doesn't he work for a billionaire? Honestly, I thought you were David Duncan.
They removed me. They removed me. Fucking Oscar.
They didn't let me up.
And they removed me.
Damn.
Oscar.
Jazzy.
I don't know who else was there.
Miss Andre. And some other nigger.
I think she was not looking at her phone though.
Tea Time was there too. She removed me.
Yeah, she removed me too.
Yes, Tea Time that moderator. For sure. You can't trust the king. But he didn't remove Abby, did he?
No, he didn't.
Abby, who's that girl? She's hot.
That's Danny.
Lou, you want to fuck Danny?
No.
Are you sure? She looks like Smile.
I asked my mom if the washing machine go from left to right or right to left.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
That's Danny.
She doesn't talk like that.
She does.
If Bashar Assad is no longer in power, how can my people be free?
Chicago cheesesteak, would you fuck me?
No, I would not. I'd read you the Bible and then give you the Bible and say, good luck.
But you're a Jew, not a Christian.
Huh?
You're a Jew, not a Christian. Is this a different recipe?
You're not actually gay, because there's no such thing as gay.
Okay, would you fuck me? Would you have a JJ sandwich? If you know what I mean by that. Do you want to have a JJ sandwich?
A what?
A JJ sandwich.
The fuck is a JJ sandwich?
He knows what it is. He knows what that means.
I don't know what does it mean?
Oh, you guys don't know what a JJ is?
Should I look up in the Urban Dictionary?
You wouldn't know the inside joke that me and him knows.
Oh, inside joke. Let it out.
Well, I was in the other room and Mikhail kept going on about the J1 haploid and how Ashkenazi Jews are not Jews. And I was just like, God, these guys really love talking about the J word.
What room was it?
Princess's room.
Yeah, what else can she talk about? Shocker.
Mikhail is like the perfect retard replacement for Diego. He's so fucking far gone, it's unbelievable.
The Jews and Mikhail?
Yeah. You're like, don't say that about him. I'd fuck Mikhail.
I would. I don't care what you say.
He was just literally talking about him.
I like Mikhail. I like him.
Yeah.
I kind of like him, but then I also hate him.
He kind of looks like Chuck E. Cheese. What? You mean the rat? You mean the rat? Yeah. You don't know what Chuck E. Cheese is? You don't have a childhood?
I know what it is. I didn't know it was a rat.
Wait, look, how old's your dad? How old's your dad? It's in T times PCR.
50 something.
Oh, your parents are young.
You might be. I don't know.
How old are they?
My mom was born in 67, and I don't know. My father's. I guess he was younger.
Oh, they're babies.
How old are you? I'm 74.
I'm a baby.
How old are you? Wait.
I want to have a baby.
I'm the same age as his parents.
I want a baby.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Bussy.
Yes.
Bussy, as soon as I heard the death threat, I thought it was you.
Do I sound straight?
It sounded to me like you were trying to use a straight voice, like your normal voice.
It sounded like Ty talking.
Do your bro voice, Lucy, your straight voice.
Yeah, let's hear that. The fuck was that? You spitting? That sounded like a little.
Yo, sorry, I wouldn't mind fucking your titties out, babe. You want me to fucking suck your tits? I love fucking girls, babe.
Dude, I would love, but Bussy, I would love to go to a bar with you and have you just like talk dirty to girls in a straight, like, voice. Be such a fucking trip, bro. Because I bet you a lot of these girls wouldn't know what to think. They'd be like, what the fuck?
They get wet. Why, do you look gay?
Why? Do you want to find out?
No. Hell no. Hell no, frat boy. Hell no.
Bet you're tight as fuck, babe.
No.
Did you say tight as clut?
Tight as a clam. Tight as a clam.
Oh, I thought you were.
Tight as a clam.
But you would say her clit is tight, which I was gonna be like, it doesn't make sense, but you're dyslexic.
Do you want to go out, Abby? Do you want to go for a walk?
No.
Here, drink this right now, babe. Drink this.
Do you have booze? Ew.
Drink all of it.
Ryan, you hear that? Ryan, can you try to impersonate yourself in a bar as if you were trying to get a chick to fuck you?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it would be like.
What do you mean you don't know what it would be like? Just impersonate it as if you were an actor. This is what I would call my gay therapy conversion program.
The way that he does, the way that Lucy flirts is still very gay. Like, I can understand he's still gay.
I know, but it's just close enough. See, the whole thing is, view yourself as an actor reading a script.
That's
sorry. I'm looking at your Instagram, and he literally PTR'd all your dogs.
My essence is too powerful to suppress. How about that?
Your gay aura is unsuppressible. Even if you were to pretend you were an actor and you were getting paid millions of dollars to not be gay, you couldn't not be gay?
Could not be gay. Could not be an actor.
Then you're full of shit. You're a liar.
I'm not a liar.
Okay, if I were to pay you $10 million to be in a movie with Brad Pitt, but you had to try to fake a strong, heterosexual, deeper accent.
I cast for that movie. Sorry.
Well, then you don't know how to make money, and you're gay.
Abby, why are you being mean to me right now?
Because you're being a fucking bitch, that's why.
No, you're being a bitch. I've been nice to you.
No, shut up. Don't talk to me.
No, bitch, please. Suck my dick. Shit.
You suck my dick.
Okay, come over here.
Hold on, let me first undergo surgery.
Ew, no.
How big do you want it?
I want it really big where I can bleed.
Okay, 9 inches. Okay for you?
No, make it girthy. I want to have a nigger black dick.
Ew. Imagine I look black dick.
I might puke.
Can you model your dick after Johnny?
I've eaten too much.
Ew, who's Johnny?
The black guy. Where's that?
Ew. Disgusting. I'll cut my dick again. I thought, did he die from overdose? Of Kool-Aid?
You should call it
I remember when I was in San Diego, I was walking and I see this red liquid on the floor. I thought it was blood, and then I look like closer to it, and it's like a patch of red Kool-Aid. And then next to it, there's like a man passed out on the ground. It was a black dude with like a huge belly.
Must be right, like threesome guy.
I was walking.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh my god, Ryan is so pissed off today. Stop.
I was walking.
You're getting me scared. Like, you're giving me anxiety.
I almost got jumped. I almost got jumped tonight. 2 black guys tried to jump me.
I'm not fucking around.
I know.
Here, Rick, next time you make the room.
Two black guys tried to jump me. 2 black guys tried to jump me tonight.
Huh?
I was going to the gym and 2 black guys tried to jump me at the gym.
So why didn't they? What happened?
What do you mean fried?
I was walking, I saw them approaching, and I just knew they had to say something. So then I pass them, and then I hear them saying, "Excuse me! Excuse me! Excuse me!" I didn't even look their way, and I kept going to my car.
I know how it feels. I've been jumped in Chicago as well.
Yeah.
You wish you got fucked in Chicago.
Not fucked, jumped.
You could have gone to the gay bar and met some thick lesbians. Police officers.
Ew. That's funny as fuck.
Oh my god, there's a guy jerking off online right now.
We don't care.
Yeah,
Ryan.
There are thousands of men jerking off online right now.
Do you want to see it? Here, I'll set it.
No, we don't want to see it. No, thank you.
Yeah, please discipline him.
Ryan, my gay conversion therapy is working.
Oh my god, Lou, he's on adult friend finder.
I know.
Lou, he's on adult friend finder.
Can you do it to me as well? I'm lesbian.
Yeah, Abby. Wait, how did I do it with Ryan just there? Oh yeah, Abby, pretend you're a very sexy woman and you're approaching Brad Pitt on a movie set and you're flirting with Brad Pitt.
I don't like Brad Pitt.
This is called an exercise. Again, this is called an exercise.
No, give me another guy. Give me another one.
Okay, Diogenes Spooner is on the set of a new Western.
Okay, let's go.
You approach Diogenes Spooner inside of a bar. He's about to arrest you, and you're going to try to seduce him.
Oh my god, stop. I have...
God, Abby, why? Because your fucking dick is throbbing?
Go ahead, Abby. Tell Diogenes how you feel about him.
I'm shy.
Come on, you thick-ass lesbian, fatty. Try to pretend you're a thin chick trying to get some dick meat stuffed inside her cabbage sausage. Go ahead.
God, shut up.
Okay, I'll pretend I'm Diogenes. You pretend you're an effeminate, heterosexual, thin woman.
First. I will not approach you.
What's your name? I'm Diogenes. Have you heard about the border crisis and my 3-point plan? Scene. Go. Your turn.
Hi, Mr. Spooner. How are you?
I'm good, Abby. Did you hear it? Can you repeat back to me my 3-point plan?
Yes, I can, Mr. Spooner. One.
Pussy's getting wet.
Shut up.
This is wild.
Rick, you always have to crop block.
Let's go.
Let's go. One, secure the border with lethal force.
Number 2.
Deport with prejudice.
Number 3.
Try for treason. Did I pass?
I love you, Abby. Now tell me how much you love me.
I love you too.
No, tell me how you want to.
A lot. A lot.
Okay, scene.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I'm
You are less of a lesbian now.
Hmm?
You are less of a lesbian now. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's cute.
Oh my god, I'm getting shy.
Oh, I've helped 3 homosexuals this evening in record time.
Oh, good job.
No, I'm still homosexual.
I feel like T-Time is lesbian as well, though.
Oh, man.
Who is this?
Ew, Pussy's probably jerking off right now to that video.
Who is?
Pussy. He left.
Video
disgusting. Remember, he was saying that he was...
It's a scam, bro. They know it's a scam. They don't give a shit. They're the weirdest people, man. Like, I don't... This is, you know, I always wonder, why did the early Islamic rulers even allow these groups to continue? I still don't know.
But, Cynic, you have to remember that,
Sometimes I like the Jewish approach.
Wait, Cynic, Al-Azhar was under the Fatimiyya, which is Ismaili, which is a type of Shia Muslims, and they ruled for a long time.
Ismailis are practically kuffar, too. I wouldn't even call Ismailis Muslims. The Fatimid Caliph claimed to be divine. of their caliphs. So yeah, it's, I don't. A lot of people do takfir to this, right?
House. They stayed at the house because one of the things that it was hard for them to find was housing or a hotel room because it wasn't in their contract. It was like they got paid cash.
Y'all be worried about outer space too much. Y'all ain't worried about Earth or reality. Ain't nobody take their ass up into space and experiment or scientifically examine nothing. So all of this stuff falling on deaf ears.
Everybody is a mask of God. Like a wonderful line in one of Chesterton's poems. And now a great thing in the street seems any human nod, where move in strange democracy the million masks of God. The million masks of the Joker, because the Joker is the player, the trick player, who plays ultimately the great trick on himself. So really, there can be no resentment about this. Nobody to blame, nobody to turn around to in the end and say, you bastard, you